Hello, everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. So, last week, the Indian Air Force Air Chief Marshal AP Singh, he dropped a big bombshell. That bombshell was ascertaining the fact, which many Indian analysts have been saying for months, that India has in fact downed several Pakistani fighter jets. But the big thing is not that he mentioned it. What did he mention it? Why did he mention it now? Why did he name certain weapon systems? Why did he not name the others? And what is the whole review of Operation Sindoor? Let us just have a look at it briefly. So, first of all, he gave the credit of all these shootdowns to the S-400 Triumph. 5 kills for fighter jets. 1 kill for an AWACS. In fact, the kill for the AWACS was 314 kilometers deep inside Pakistani territory. That even exceeds the length of any S-400 kill made by the Russian Air Force. So this is in fact a great thing that India seems to have mastered it just as well as the Russians. This shows how much access we've gotten to the technology and how easily adaptable are our troops to Russian equipment, which obviously places Russia right again at the center spot of our potential weapons procurements. We have seen that the Air Force has boosted its orders for the BrahMos, the air to ground variant of the BrahMos. India and Russia are already working on a Mach 9 and 1,500 kilometer range BrahMos missile variant. There are potential collabs for developing an air to air variant of the BrahMos. Plus, even the existing BrahMos's range, they'll try to increase to 800 kilometers. So, that is brilliant. The performance of the Sukhois, the BrahMos, and the S-400 essentially paved the way for the procurement of the Ultra Pro Max beast, the S-500, with a detection range of 2,000 kilometers, an engagement range of about 600 kilometers. This is an absolute monster. Potentially, if we go for 5 to 10 of these batteries, they need to be deployed on the LAC against China. There are 200 J-10s sitting ready just to take off at any given moment, and we need to be aware, if not overtly aggressive and combative. Speaking of China, have you noticed that while the Air Chief Marshal casually mentioned the F-16, he said we purposefully targeted an F-16 maintenance facility. We shot down F-16s with the S-400. Why did he not name the J-10C or the JF-17? Now, obviously, the JF-17 blunder fanboys would consider their jet to be better than the F-16 as well, but there is a strategic reason why the chief did not name them. Obviously, if we've shot down F-16s, I can say at least equal number of JF-17s would have gone down or J-10s would have gone down. But the reason behind not naming it is that we are in the midst of a rapprochement between India and China. Potential trade collabs when it comes to the EV sector, even easing tensions across the border. When it comes to rare earth, all these potentialities are there, and hence we do not want to ruffle the feathers when it comes to China. We would rather like to talk only in private about our successes against the Chinese air defense or the Chinese fighter jets operated by Pakistan, but we won't want to rub it in the face as such. In fact, even now, why we chose to openly claim these kills in public 3 months after the shootdowns is because it's President Trump's hawkish tariffs which are hampering our relationship with the US. You remember we did not openly boast about taking down those fighter jets. Even back in 2019, when a third generation MiG-21 took down a fourth generation F-16, credit goes to Wing Commander Abhinandan for that. But why we did not parade this skill even back then? Because we had good, strong and budding ties with the United States. But now that potential Indo-strategic partnership or whatever they call it is essentially dead, given President Trump's actions and arbitrary, unprovoked actions against India. So that's the strategic angle of it. Now, one more thing which I would like to point out is why the Air Chief Marshal did not specifically mention the Rafale. It gives you a clear picture that the Rafale is not being considered for more procurements. Because why? Dassault Aviation has refused to share us the source code. They have sold us the jet at a price way higher than an F-35 as well, but without its key weapon, without the Meteor air-to-air missile. So what good is it what good is a jet without its best weapons package? On the other hand, when it comes to the Russians, we already have offers for the R-37 and the R-77M, which can easily be integrated within our existing fleet of 260 Sukhoi 30 MKIs. Then a joint offer for the Su-35 and the Su-57E. These also will come with some of the best weapons that these jets have to offer. The KH-31, KH-59, KH-69, even the Kinzhal. So these are top of the notch weapons that Russians have to offer. Even along with the Su-57, we'll have the S-70 Okhotnik drones, which basically are operated by a brain within the Su-57, and they act as wingmen for this. They potentially confuse radars or enemy jets or enemy missiles as well, and at the same time they can drop a substantial 3000 kilo payload of their own, so it adds further fangs to the Su-57. So these are the kind of offers we are getting from the Russians, plus the ruining of strategic partnerships by the United States themselves, the lack of willingness to conclude things on part of the French has seen the Russians back at center stage. We've already entered government to government talks for the maintenance and overhaul facility of the S-400. We might be procuring more of these batteries looking at their stellar performance. BrahMos collabs I have spoken about. I've also spoken that we might soon be entering government to government talks for the joint production of the S-500. So, with such mouth-watering offers and a conducive geopolitical climate, sky is the limit for the Indo-Russian defense ties. So that is the only way where I see our ties with Russia and with other countries progressing. These are my key takeaways when it comes to the Air Chief Marshal's remarks, and boy, did it feel good. It felt so good. And the one more thing I would like to respond to some Pakistanis, that why are we specifying the jets just now and all. Well, there is a strategic concern why we did not want to like rub it in the face of the US. But there is also one more thing. It takes time, once you have actually achieved something, it takes time to take damage assessments, to take assessments of what you have achieved really. In fact, if you look at the press conference held on the 10th of May, the media interaction by the representatives from the three services, Air Marshal A.K. Bharti, he pointed out that we have downed some high-tech jets of Pakistan. I kind of thought that these are F-16s, hence I've always been going on with S-400 downed F-16s on my Twitter. I've literally spammed that once a week. But now that the confirmation has come from the Air Chief himself, Air Chief Marshal himself, there is not a shred of doubt, and now we will parade our claims, our wins openly. We will claim them, and if need be, we can substantiate them with hardcore evidence, no matter how bad the lobbies in Washington and on Wall Street feel. So that's all I had to say. Thank you so much, friends. Jai Hind. Take care.